Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes today to speak from my heart to the Daystar family and friends. Recently, Daystar made the decision to terminate my son, Jonathan Lamb's employment.
You do and you don't. So it's kind of like so part of your world that you're just used to it. But at the same time, I think it's been taken to another level.
The Lamb family, once synonymous with faith and unity through their association with Daystar Television Network, now finds itself at the centre of a deeply personal and public controversy. Allegations stemming from a 2021 family retreat have fractured relationships and drawn intense media scrutiny. Jonathan and Susie Lamb, Joni Lamb's son and daughter-in-law, have come forward with claims that challenge the family's narrative, accusing Joni of mishandling a sensitive incident involving their young daughter and another family member. As new revelations come to light and the case gains renewed attention, the once private turmoil is now a public spectacle, raising questions about accountability, faith, and the limits of family loyalty in the face of serious allegations. The early allegations, a troubling start. In the midst of a deeply troubling family matter, one of the earliest incidents drawing attention to allegations against Joni Lamb and her family emerged from a report made by her granddaughter in 2020. This incident, involving a young child and allegations of inappropriate contact at her preschool, became a pivotal moment in a larger and more intricate story. At the centre of this incident was Joni's granddaughter, a bright and cheerful child whose innocence was abruptly overshadowed by a distressing claim. It began with a simple yet alarming statement made by the girl to her mother, Susie, after returning home from school. She alleged that a boy in the cafeteria had touched her inappropriately. This revelation sent shockwaves through the family, marking the start of a chain of events that would challenge their unity and raise questions about how they addressed such sensitive issues. Immediate response. Action taken by family. Understandably shaken and concerned for her daughter's well-being, Susie wasted no time addressing the situation. She reached out to Joni, her mother-in-law, to share the troubling claim. Joni, known for her strong presence and decisive nature, immediately offered her support. Together, they decided to confront the issue directly, agreeing to visit the preschool to report the incident. This swift action demonstrated their shared commitment to protecting the child and ensuring her safety. Upon arriving at the school, Joni and Susie worked together to ensure the matter was addressed appropriately. They spoke with school administrators, relaying the child's account and emphasising the need for a thorough investigation. Their insistence on immediate action underscored the gravity of the allegations and the importance of safeguarding children. The school promptly initiated an internal investigation, which included interviews with staff, conversations with other children, and a review of any available evidence. Investigation and resolution. The role of miscommunication. As the investigation progressed, the school's findings complicated the narrative. While the initial claim raised significant concerns, the evidence did not fully substantiate the alleged incident. Staff members reported no unusual behaviour and no witnesses corroborated the granddaughter's account. Adding to the complexity, the child had been experiencing persistent itching, initially thought to be related to the alleged contact. However, a subsequent medical evaluation revealed that the itching was caused by eczema, a common but often misunderstood skin condition. This diagnosis shifted the perspective on the incident. The eczema provided a possible explanation for the physical discomfort, but left lingering questions about the initial complaint. How could such a misunderstanding arise? Was the child's discomfort purely physical, or was there an emotional element that led her to interpret the situation as inappropriate? These unanswered questions underscored the challenges of addressing such sensitive matters involving young children. The emotional impact. A family under strain. For Joni and Susie, the resolution of the preschool incident brought both relief and uncertainty. While the school concluded that no inappropriate contact had occurred, the emotional toll on the family was significant. Susie grappled with fears and guilt, questioning whether she had done enough to protect her child. Meanwhile, Joni faced the dual challenge of supporting her family while contending with emerging scrutiny regarding her actions. This incident, though resolved superficially, marked the beginning of a series of events that strained family relationships and tested their ability to navigate deeply personal issues under public scrutiny. The emotional weight of the situation was exacerbated by the awareness that their every action was being closely observed and, at times, misinterpreted by others. New allegations. The 2021 family retreat. The family's struggles deepened in 2021 when new allegations of abuse surfaced during a family retreat. According to reports, another young family member claimed to have experienced inappropriate behaviour. This accusation reignited tensions within the family and brought renewed media attention to their private lives. Jonathan and Susie, the parents of the child involved, accused Joni and her husband Marcus of downplaying the severity of the situation and discouraging them from involving law enforcement. The alleged incident at the retreat added layers of complexity to an already fraught dynamic. For Joni, the accusations represented a direct challenge to her integrity and her role as a protective matriarch. She vehemently denied any suggestion of a cover-up, asserting that her actions were motivated solely by a desire to protect her family and resolve the matter privately. However, Jonathan and Susie's claims painted a different picture, one of a family divided by conflicting priorities and perspectives. Media coverage and public perception. As the allegations gained traction, the family's private struggles became a matter of public debate. Investigative journalism outlets, including the Roy's report, covered the story in detail, shedding light on the accusations and the family's response. According to their reporting, the 2021 incident was initially closed due to the child's reluctance to discuss the matter, but was later reopened in 2022 following a counselor's report to Texas authorities. The media's involvement escalated the situation, transforming it from a private family matter into a highly publicised controversy. Daystar Television Network, the Lamb family's prominent Christian broadcasting platform, issued statements denying the allegations and calling for retractions of the reports. These public denials, coupled with Joni's video statements addressing her supporters, only fueled the growing divide between the family and their critics. Conflicting narratives, a battle for truth. At the heart of the controversy were conflicting narratives offered by different family members. Joni maintained that she had no prior knowledge of any abuse before the 2020 preschool incident and emphasised her commitment to addressing the situation appropriately. She pointed to her actions in accompanying Susie to the school as evidence of her dedication to protecting her granddaughter. Conversely, Jonathan and Susie alleged that Joni and Marcus consistently sought to minimise the seriousness of the allegations. They claimed the Lambs discouraged them from contacting authorities and pressured them to keep the matter within the family. These accusations struck at the core of the family's unity, casting doubt on Joni's motivations and actions. The role of social media, a complicated narrative. Further complicating the situation was the role of social media in shaping public perception. Videos surfaced online showing Jonathan engaging in seemingly carefree activities, such as playing golf with a friend, just months after the alleged incidents. These images prompted questions about the sincerity of his concerns and whether the family's public disputes were masking deeper, unresolved issues. Meanwhile, Joni's own use of social media became a focal point. Her video statements, in which she tearfully defended her actions and expressed her love for her family, elicited both sympathy and skepticism. For some, her emotional appeals highlighted the pain of a grandmother caught in an impossible situation. For others, they appeared calculated to deflect criticism and control the narrative. a family at a crossroads. As the allegations continued to unfold, the Lamb family found themselves at a crossroads. The public scrutiny and internal tensions threatened to irreparably damage their relationships. For Joni, the accusations represented not only a personal betrayal, but also a challenge to her faith and her role as a public figure. She repeatedly expressed her desire for reconciliation, emphasizing her love for her children and grandchildren and her hope for healing. However, the path to resolution remained unclear. The conflicting accounts and deeply rooted mistrust within the family made it difficult to envision a way forward. The emotional toll on all parties was evident, with each new development further entrenching their positions and complicating efforts to find common ground. Lessons and reflections. Navigating complex allegations. The Lamb family's story serves as a poignant example of the challenges families face when addressing sensitive and emotionally charged allegations. It underscores the importance of clear communication, transparency, and the willingness to confront difficult truths. At the same time, it highlights the dangers of allowing unresolved issues to fester, creating divisions that can be exploited by external forces. As the family continues to grapple with the fallout from these events, their story remains a cautionary tale about the complexities of navigating allegations of abuse and the impact of public scrutiny on private lives. Whether they can find a path to reconciliation or whether the divisions will prove insurmountable remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the journey toward healing will require courage, humility, and a commitment to rebuilding trust, both within the family and with the broader community. The 2020 preschool incident, a simple case, becomes a catalyst. The 2020 preschool incident initially appeared to be a straightforward matter concerning a child's complaint, which would seemingly lead to a swift resolution. Joanna Lamb's granddaughter returned home from preschool with an alarming claim. During lunchtime in the cafeteria, a male classmate had touched her inappropriately. This statement, understandably distressing for any caregiver, initiated a sequence of events that escalated into a broader familial controversy. The child's mother, Susie, promptly informed her mother-in-law, Joanna, who immediately accompanied her to the school to report the alleged incident. The school administration responded with a thorough investigation, interviewing staff, students, and others who might offer insight into the situation. During this period, the family waited anxiously for clarity. The gravity of the allegations lessened significantly when a medical diagnosis revealed that the child's discomfort and itching were caused by eczema, a common dermatological condition, rather than any external factors linked to the alleged incident. Although this diagnosis provided relief, it also brought into question the initial misunderstanding and its implications. For Joanna, the incident signified the beginning of a personal ordeal. Her decision to involve herself as a supportive figure became a focal point of scrutiny within the family. While she stood by Susie, offering emotional reassurance and ensuring the matter was addressed, her role and actions were later questioned. In hindsight, this event marked not an isolated misunderstanding, but the precursor to a much larger family conflict. The 2021 family retreat incident, a pivotal turning point. The Lamb family retreat of 2021 was envisioned as a tranquil escape, a respite to strengthen familial bonds amidst life's demands. The serene beach house setting hosted Joanna Lamb, her son Jonathan, daughter-in-law Susie, and their children. However, rather than fostering unity, the retreat became a turning point, culminating in allegations that would ripple through the family and beyond. Conflicting accounts of the alleged incident. Central to the controversy is an incident involving Pete, a family member, and Joanna's young granddaughter. According to Jonathan and Susie, Pete was alone with their daughter in a shared bedroom during an inappropriate moment. They regarded Pete's presence as a breach of trust and expressed concerns about its implications. When Jonathan and Susie presented their concerns to Joanna, they assert that her response was dismissive. They claim she discouraged reporting the incident to authorities and advocated for resolving the matter privately within the family. For the couple, this approach was profoundly disheartening, suggesting to them that Joanna prioritised shielding Pete and preserving the family's reputation over the well-being of their child. The child's emotional withdrawal. The child's subsequent behaviour heightened Jonathan and Susie's unease. Once willing to discuss the alleged incident openly, their daughter became increasingly reserved following a private conversation with Joanna. Her parents observed her emotional withdrawal, describing her demeanour as that of a lockbox. This sudden change in disposition led them to believe that Joanna's actions, whether intentional or inadvertent, had silenced their daughter. Jonathan and Susie interpreted this as part of a broader effort to minimise their concerns and protect Pete. In their view, Joanna's intervention symbolised a failure to act decisively in their daughter's best interests. Joanna's perspective, a misunderstanding or misrepresentation. Joanna has firmly denied the allegations against her, maintaining that her actions were motivated by a desire to mediate and resolve the situation delicately. In public statements, she has conveyed her anguish over her family's accusations and frustration at what she considers a misrepresentation of her intentions. Joanna has emphasised her belief that the matter was sufficiently addressed within the family through prayer and open dialogue. From her perspective, her approach was intended to comfort and provide clarity rather than obscure any wrongdoing. Nevertheless, Jonathan and Susie have dismissed these explanations, interpreting them as attempts to trivialise their concerns. The fallout: strained relationships. The 2021 retreat incident caused profound fractures within the Lamb family, leaving relationships strained and trust severely compromised. In response to the allegations involving Pete, Jonathan and Susie implemented strict measures to protect their children. Pete was no longer allowed to be alone with the couple's children, and his access to their home was strictly prohibited. These boundaries, though deeply personal, were emblematic of their ongoing distrust, not only of Pete, but also of Joanna's handling of the situation. For Jonathan and Susie, Joanna's perceived dismissal of their concerns was particularly disheartening. They believed her approach prioritised familial reputation and Pete's protection over the well-being of their daughter. This interpretation deepened their mistrust and created a chasm in their relationship with her. Joanna, on the other hand, experienced the fallout as an emotional and personal crisis. While maintaining a composed public image, she confided in private moments that the accusations had taken a profound toll on her. Her unwavering love for her son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren contrasted painfully with the accusations that seemed to cast doubt on her intentions and integrity. The familial bonds that once unified them were now overshadowed by suspicion and unresolved conflict, leaving Joanna in an emotionally precarious and isolating position. Media coverage and renewed investigation. The Lamb family's private discord became a matter of public scrutiny when the Roy's Report, an investigative journalism outlet, began covering the allegations. Their reporting unearthed details surrounding the 2021 family retreat, including the initial dismissal of the case by authorities. The dismissal, reportedly due to the child's reluctance to speak during interviews, left unresolved questions and fueled suspicions about the family's handling of the matter. The situation took a significant turn in 2022 when a counsellor filed a report with Texas authorities, prompting the case to be reopened. This new development brought renewed attention to Pete's alleged actions and Joanna's role in the aftermath. Public discourse intensified, with opinions split between viewing Joanna as a well-intentioned matriarch caught in an unfortunate misunderstanding and perceiving her as complicit in minimising the allegations. Daystar Television Network, with which the Lamb family is closely associated, publicly criticised the media's portrayal of the situation, labelling the coverage as sensationalised and defamatory. Joanna herself addressed the issue on social media, releasing videos in which she fervently denied any wrongdoing and defended her actions as those of a loving grandmother seeking resolution. For Jonathan and Susie, the media spotlight offered validation of their concerns. The coverage underscored the seriousness of their allegations and the need for further scrutiny. For Joanna, however, the attention amplified her distress, transforming a deeply personal matter into a public ordeal. The renewed investigation and media scrutiny compounded the family's divisions, further polarizing opinions and making reconciliation seem increasingly out of reach. Renewed scrutiny and divided perceptions. The reopening of the case placed Pete and Joanna's actions under renewed scrutiny. Media coverage amplified the differing narratives, sparking widespread debate over what transpired. Daystar Television Network, closely associated with the Lamb family, issued a statement denouncing the media's portrayal of the events as fabrications. Joanna also responded via social media, releasing videos in which she reiterated her innocence and defended her actions. The media attention further polarized opinions. For Jonathan and Susie, it served as validation, underscoring the gravity of their concerns and the necessity of further investigation. For Joanna, it represented a painful betrayal, exacerbating the emotional strain she was already enduring. The role of faith and family dynamics. Faith has long been central to the Lamb family's identity, profoundly shaping Joanna's response to the allegations. She has frequently underscored her reliance on prayer and family unity as means of resolving conflict. However, Jonathan and Susie viewed this faith-based approach with skepticism, contending that decisive actions, such as engaging law enforcement, were required. The incident also unveiled deeper familial tensions. The disparate responses to the situation reflect broader questions about authority, loyalty, and the challenges of safeguarding both individual members and the collective family unit. Emotional fallout and the question of reconciliation. The emotional ramifications of these events are profound. Joanna has described the allegations as an ordeal that has tested her faith and fractured her relationships. Publicly, she has sought to emphasize her love for her family and her belief that reconciliation is possible. Privately, however, the accusations have left her grappling with heartbreak and disillusionment. For Jonathan and Susie, the incidents have irreparably altered their trust in Joanna and the family's dynamics. Their protective instincts for their children have resulted in firm boundaries, reflecting both their pain and their commitment to safeguarding their family. Moving forward, the path to healing. The Lamb family's story is one marked by mistrust, heartbreak, and unresolved tensions. The 2020 preschool incident, which initially seemed a minor misunderstanding, laid the groundwork for the more severe allegations arising from the 2021 family retreat. These events have left a lasting impact on the family's relationships and public image. As the investigation continues, questions persist about what truly transpired and whether the family can reconcile. Joanna remains steadfast in her faith and her love for her family, but Jonathan and Susie's focus remains on protecting their children. The path to healing will undoubtedly be arduous. The Lamb family's journey is a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in familial conflicts, particularly those involving sensitive allegations. Whether through transparency, forgiveness, or a combination of both, any resolution will require significant strength and resilience from all parties involved.